All right, guys, I think we're supposed to be live. Let me check my Facebook group, making sure we're live, making sure you can hear me, making sure it's all good. Okay, good, good, good. We are live. We are live on our weekly Monday night training. Come on in here. Come on in here. It's Monday, and it's your girl, Sherri Summer Bell. I'm excited as always to be here on a Monday. Let me go ahead and just adjust my screen. Good, 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 good. Come on in here. Come on in here. You got the emails to join me live, so make sure you come on in here. I'm just testing my volume to make sure that we're good and everything is good there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. It's time to rock and roll, baby. Yes, it is time to rock and roll. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, so if this is your first time catching me live or you're tuning in on my business page or YouTube, make sure you go to joinsherri.com. That's 2 R's, joinsherri.com, where you can get an opportunity to come to my Facebook group, where my group is specifically for female in insurance, in taxes, in bookkeeping, real estate, all that good financial professional stuff. So if you're in this space, make sure you join my group and come on in. I love it. I love it. Or make sure that you come over into our space. So every Monday, I come to you live for free, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, teaching you the ins and out of your business. There are 3 things that I aim to do when we come live: build your credibility, build your community, and build your cash flow without sacrificing your family time. That is the purpose of me being here every Monday, 7 p.m. free training. Okay. This is not the training about how does product work. This is not the training about how do I use the IUL. None of that. This training is pure about you building that credibility that you've got, your God-given talent that he gave you, building your community, and building your cash flow. So let's get to it. Hey, Nikki, thank you for always being here and tuning in. I greatly appreciate that. I truly, truly appreciate you coming in weekly and showing some love. You're so amazing. And because you're so amazing, go ahead in the chat right now. Everyone who's tuning in, tell us who you are. Tell us what you do in case someone is looking for what you do. So go ahead and put who you are in the chat. No links, please. We don't have links inside of this group. But if they need your help, they can reach out to you and DM you. So go ahead and tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. While you're doing that, while you are so welcome, beautiful. You are so welcome. While you're doing that, let me go ahead and let y'all know, because y'all been sending me a DM. Some of y'all, listen, y'all text me on a Sunday, right? Saying, Sherri, listen, when you drop in that link for Orlando, for the conference in Orlando, because baby, I am going to be there coming. I already put it on my job, or to let my job know that I'm out of town. So I am so excited. Like literally, I love y'all. I love this tribe. I'm heading to church. I'm like, what's this? Honey, I need to know when that link is coming. I'm ready. I got my flight. I'm flying from, she was flying from Atlanta. She got her flight. She ready to go July 15th, baby. Yes. So I'm telling y'all, we just finished the website. So my automation team just finished the website. I had them change a little things, tweak a little things here and there. So yes, the website is coming this week. This week, you're able, my tribe is able to sign up for our conference. We have a conference coming up in the beautiful Sunshine State of Orlando, Florida, in-person conference. And this is specifically for women who are in the insurance space, the financial space. So if you're a tax professional, if you are an accountant, if you are a business professional, if you're a service-based business, real estate agent, this is the conference you need to be in. This is your conference, right? For female in this space. So not often do we have that unique, when we find that space where we can really talk about our industry and what our industry goes through from the practical to the spiritual. It's a beautiful thing. So yes, it is definitely, yeah, come on down to Orlando. Yes, I had to just kind of throw that in there because y'all been sending me DMs asking like when the link coming, because I need to make sure that I'm on it. I love that. I love that, y'all. It's nothing like an in-person event. Oh my gosh, it's nothing like an in-person event. Like I get to see y'all, get to put names with faces, and I'm telling you, walk away with knowing new people, collaborating with new people, getting help with in the things that you have. And just like, let me just say this, y'all. An aha moment. Someone will say something that you've been stuck on for a while, and somebody will just say it in a different way and reframe it at a conference, and you're like, wow, I haven't thought of that. I'm gonna go home and do that. I cannot tell you how many times that has happened to me. Give me a 2 in the chat if that has happened to you. You attend a live conference, the speaker said something that transform or change your life, and you're like, wow, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So yes, so we are having a live in-person conference coming. It's a boutique conference, so which means our tickets are super limited because of the space I was able to get. And so it's like literally super limited. So we cannot wait. Thank y'all for texting me and emailing me on a Sunday talking about I need my link. Where's the link? So we'll have the link for y'all this week. I just wanted to say that. I want to drop that out there because y'all have been texting me and DMing me, asking me like, where's the link for this conference? Because I want to be there. Okay. Plus you'll be there with my super friends. I cannot wait. Anyways, so moving on. So now that that's out the way, and if you're interested in it, just go ahead and put Orlando in the chat, so we'll get you on the waiting list. All right. So today we're going to be talking about how to embrace our big emotions and use them to fuel in our passion and drive. Again, we're going to be talking about how to embrace our big emotion and use them to fuel our passion and drive. And the reason I'm having this conversation is because when I was planning my conference, there was so much stuff that I wanted. So as a coach, I also invest in other coaches as well. And I have a mastermind group, ladies, that we meet on Saturdays. And I was like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm not gonna do too much. And they're like, girl, no, this is not you. You need to go back to the drawing board. And I know they were telling me the truth, because no matter how I try to keep something like so simple, there's always something for me. Like it's, like I was telling my clients, I treat them to in Atlanta. I was like, oh, we're just gonna have a little meetup, end up us going to the bakery, and doing some selfies. A little meetup, me taking them to a restaurant that have it's a revolving restaurant in Atlanta. And so that's my little, right? So no matter how I try to shrink myself, there are people in your corner that say, girl, no, that's not you. You need to go bigger. That's not you. So with that being said, I am like, okay, so going bigger created a negative or a big emotion, right? Going bigger. And I want to touch on that tonight, because if you're in the space of finance, if you're in the space of just being a woman in the space that you want to create generation wealth, you want to be a trailblazer, you want to be a game changer, going bigger. There's no such thing as mediocre. Like there's no such thing as when you decided that you want to go bigger, there is no such thing as your emotions going to stay intact while you're doing that. Fear, anxiety, panic, all of this stuff, finance issues, all of that come up in your mind before it even actually happened, right? Before it even actually even happened. So I really want to really talk about tonight. I'm going to really be touching on understanding your emotions, because when we hear people say, oh, we must speak positive affirmation and we must talk positive, and girl, please, as much as I'm the energy queen, as much as positive as I am, it's okay to not be okay. Okay. Let me be the first one to tell you, it is okay to not be okay. All right. So feeling that negative emotion is okay, because that God made us this way. We're human, right? We're human. We're human. We also have the flesh, and we're in the spirit, but it's okay to feel the negative emotion. So as long as you understand the awareness of what type of emotions you're feeling and the reason behind the emotion. Oh my God, I just got started already. I didn't even tell you to grab your Diva notebook and your diamond pen. I'm so sorry. Okay, y'all already know. Now come on, grab your Diva notebook and your diamond pen. We're talking about how to embrace our big emotions and use them to fuel our passion and our drive. And why is that important, Sherri? Well, what does that have to do with anything? Because you know you're called for more, right? If you're in this space, you know you're called for more, right? You're not just selling life insurance, you're not just selling taxes, you're not just your business is way bigger than that. Your brand, let me say that, is way bigger than that. You have a mission brand, you have a brand that impact people's lives, you have a story that push people to the next level, that give them hope so they can move to the next level. You are a walking testimony. So I can't just package you as being, y'all better get y'all tickets to Orlando. I'm already ready. But I can't just package you as saying, oh, this is your agent or all these financial titles that we try to give ourselves. You're bigger than that, because your story of where you came from versus where you are right now need to be birthed, people need to hear it. So knowing that when you're trying to push your message, when you're trying to push your story, right, about how you got in business and why you're in business, when you're trying to push that signature story so you can give other people hope who's coming behind you, when you're trying to do that, it's no little thing. It's no little thing. When you're trying to become the Martin Luther King in your industry, that's not a little thing. No, it's not. So knowing this, you're going to have certain type of emotions, a negative emotion that arrive. You're going to have some big emotions that comes up. And those emotions will cripple some people and say, I can't move. Those emotions will leave you running to your bed and just covering the sheets and saying, I can't do this anymore. Those emotions will say, listen, I'm turning in my insurance license. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too much. Those emotions will have you looking like, no, my mission. This is not my mission. This is not my purpose, and wanting to give up before time if you don't understand this emotions. And that's why it's so important to understand. That's why some people won't even move because they're afraid of failing. They haven't even did it yet, and they already reached the result part and say, I failed. Like they created their own imaginary results before they even do one step or one work, because they don't understand the difference of the emotions of what I'm getting ready to share with you. So it's important to know the difference between your actively creating negativity in your life and experiencing negative emotions. Two different things. Actively creating negativity in your life and in your life and experiencing negative emotion. So actively creating negativity in your life is when you are pushing. Y'all ready? Yeah, give me a yes, yes, y'all ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Y'all know I'm just getting ready to dive in. Y'all ready? Give me a yes, yes in the chat if you're ready to go. Right? Ready to go. We're talking about how to embrace our big emotions and use them to fuel our passion and our drive. That's what we're to give me a yes, yes in the chat if we're ready to go. Guys, because I was ready. All right. She said, I love it. Go big. Yeah, go bigger. Yeah, go bigger. Yes, yes, yes. I got some yes. Cheryl say yes in the chat. Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl is part of our Joyful Tribe Builder Academy. Shout out to her. Yeah. All right. Good. We got some yes, yes in the chat. Let's go. So no one taught me this, and no one maybe not taught you this. Right. So all I hear when I was growing up, oh, you're too negative, but I didn't hear that because I'm always was a positive person. But you hear the term her attitude, right? And even attitude has a good attitude and have a bad attitude. When you hear, I don't like her attitude, right? What is that? Right? Is that too good or is that too bad? Right. But that's what we say. I know, I teach my clients in Joyful Tribe that every word that comes out your mouth is a prayer. Every word that comes out of your mouth is a prayer. Or you're too extra. Yeah, that's a good one. You're too extra. Yeah, I hear that too. You're too extra, right? That one I hear all the time, right? When I was younger. So you hear all those negative things, and I didn't understand. So for years, when we hear you're too extra, right? I don't like your attitude. You're doing too much. How many of y'all have got that? You're doing too much. When we get those type of things, when you've heard that, you're like, okay, so maybe this is not the norm, right? Maybe this is not normal. So you hear all these people actively creating negativity in your life, and you're not seeing anyone who looks like you that's achieving wealth or being where you want to be. So you're thinking, okay, since I don't have an example of that, maybe I am doing too much. So you embrace what that person say and try to shrink to please that person or please the situation, right? So you embrace that, and that's what we call about actively creating negativity, right? Like talking about people. And those are all active, because when you actively create that, you get that back. So when you're going through this thing like, oh, will this ever happen for me? Will this business ever take off? Will I ever hit my first 6 figures? Will I ever make it to 7 figures? Will I ever be able to speak on a stage with a whole bunch of people? Will I ever be able to birth that book? Will I ever be able to help my family go on a vacation? Will I ever be able to pay for the vacation for my family in full? Would I ever be able to travel that first class flight that I want to be able to travel to? Would I ever be able to retire my parents? Right? When you have those type of emotions that comes up, now that is a negative emotion that is an experience from wanting something bigger. It's a result of birthing a purpose that is bigger than yourself. So you got to know the difference. You got to know the difference. So when you are planning something to get bigger, when you're trying to double your downline if you're in the insurance space, or you're trying to add more people to your tax agency, when you're trying to do that, you literally gonna come up against negative big emotions. You are going to come up against those things. You are going to come up against those things. So knowing active emotions, you got to go to a space and say, okay, why am I feeling this way? I'm feeling this way because I'm building something bigger than me. I'm building something bigger than me. So that's why I'm feeling this way. So when you understand the reason behind why you're feeling this way, you can understand how to attack that emotions and not do too much into it, or not having panic attack, anxiety attack. You got to understand that, hey, I'm building something that I never seen before. I'm building something that everyone who's attached to me will be able to win. I'm building something that's going to help me to break generation curse. So of course it's going to be a bit challenging because no one around me ever did this before. Whew, Jesus. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. So yes, I'm going to have some. The challenge that I get with people is when they decided that they're getting ready to do something, and they start taking steps, they start investing in themselves, start getting coaching. They think that it's done. I pay for the coach, I'm done. No, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. It just started, right? You just gave a confirmation that you're ready for a transformation through that transaction. Woo, I'm telling y'all, get y'all books ready. So because you did that, you're just getting started. You just proved that you're ready to get started. That's when the work began. That's when the work began. So when you know what you want, when you know you want to retire your parents, when you know you want to be able to travel, when you know that you want to be able to retire yourself, you or your husband, maybe that's the thing for you. What, by the way, go ahead and put in the chat. Let me know what your big end goal is, what your big results is. What is that goal that when you make it, you say, yes, I did that. What is that sign? What is that goal that will give you the sign that yes, I made it? For me, it was when I'm able to take care of another school in another country, right? Like that was the big goal for me. Like, wow, I'm able to actually take care of an elementary school that I went to. Matter of fact, even your tickets to our Orlando live conference, that 20% of that ticket sales will go back to the school in Jamaica. That's when you're like, oh, my business has changed financially. So let me ask you a question. Put in the chat right now. What is that thing that when you reach it, you can say, oh, okay, I have accomplished that thing. Tell me in the chat right now, what is that one, don't tell me 10, just one big thing that's an evidence for you to say, man, this is it. Go ahead and put it on in the chat right now. I want to read it and find out what it is for you and your family. That's a sign that I'm doing better than I was doing before. What is that thing for you? And it'll be interesting to know what is that one big goal that you're like, baby, when I hit this goal, I know I'm on my way. I know, is it making your first 100K? Is it building a new home? Is it retiring your husband? Or if some guys here, I don't know if there's guys watching because I'm on YouTube as well, retiring your wife, right? What is that big goal for you? Being saying goodbye to your firing your boss. What is that goal when you're like, oh, I did that? Go ahead and put that in the chat for me right now. So whatever that goal is, whatever that goal, she said, for me, it's moving my parents to South Carolina to Florida. Oh, come on over to Florida, Nikki. Okay, yes. Miss me for moving up parents to stuff. Yeah, for me. And speaking of parents, when I took my mom has never been on a cruise, and when I took her on a cruise for her 60th birthday, that was another evidence. Like, oh, my business doing good because when I left, she weren't happy with me when I left the sheriff office, when I left law enforcement. So when I was able to do that for her 60th birthday, I think that proved to her that my business is taking off, right? You don't tell the Jamaican parents that you're leaving law enforcement or you're leaving being a doctor or a teacher. They're that type of parents. So yeah, so for Nikki, she said for me is to move my parents out of South Carolina to Florida. So when that happened for her, that situation happens for her, then what's going to happen is then she's going to be able to identify that, oh, I'm on the right track. Cheryl said, I help my mom retire with dignity by building my mom her own private home behind or beside my home, all paid for in full. Yes, I love that, Cheryl. That's her big goal. That is the thing. That is the thing that when it happened, you can say, okay, I got here. I made it. I'm on my right track. I love that. Write the vision, make it plain. I love it. You got to write these things down or write it out. Put out in the atmosphere. That's the thing. We're aiming for goals, y'all, and we don't even know what we want. We're aiming for these goals and we don't even know what these goals look like. The pressure to succeed constantly meets and our target can leave us feeling stressed, right? Stress and feeling like we're not accomplishing anything. And you got to understand the difference between actively creating that negative mindset and actually having a mindset where you're going for your bigger goal. I have another one I want to read. To be able to walk, Sandra said, to be able to walk in the store and make purchases without looking at the price tag. Yes, I love that. Yes, I'm not I promise you, I think I probably have two name brand purses now that she said that. I have a Louis Vuitton purse and a Christian Dior purses. And that was my first time purchasing the Louis. I'm like, I can do, but then I didn't like it. I'm like, what? My sweat on the handles, get your skin oil from your skin. So I was like, no, I'm a coach girl. It was fun. That was fun. So yeah, so these are all these things. I love it, y'all. Write the vision, make it plain. Yes, I love it. So these are all the signs that you're gonna prove to yourself or say to yourself, I did that. Like I did that. Right? I want y'all to write these things down 20 times per day for 30 days. 20 times per day. Can y'all do that? Give me a yes in chat if you're committed to be doing that. I'm going to challenge you to write these goals down that you just wrote inside of our group. I want you to write these goals down 20 times per day. And I got this from Cody. Shout out to Cody Aikens. I got this from him, like writing these goals. He was trying to buy a plane one day, and he just kept writing it down, writing out what his goals look like. And he kept writing his goals down. And on our tour, on our Ultimate Agent tour, he announced that he was finalizing getting that plane. So and he said, listen, I wrote this down every single day until the plane arrived. So, and then they were on the tour. So I like to give credit when credit's due. So write these goals down. If you're committed to doing that, just give me a yes in the chat that you're committed to writing these goals down consistently and keep doing it till it show up. So I'm challenging you today to start writing these same goals 20 times for 30 days and watch God move. Watch God move. I'm so serious. So all those things that you just said, when you're chasing after those things, when you're trying to get the results of those things, it's going to bring on a big emotion. It's going to bring on a big frustration, right? Because you're feeling like you're not, it's so big. You're feeling like it's when will I get it? When will I be able to walk in the store and make a purchase without looking at my price tag? When will I be able to retire my mom with dignity and build her a home in a private home behind or beside my house? When will I be able to move my parents to South Carolina, from South Carolina to Florida? When will it just seems like it's so out of reach? It just seems like it's so far fetched, right? It just seems like it's so far fetched. So because you want this result so bad, it brings on this huge, big energy. It's because you want this result so bad. For me, in the space that I'm in, it's more now about building up more people like you, building up more Cheryls, and building up more Nikki's like you in the space. Because I was when you go to the top sometimes and you by yourself and you are the only one in the room that look like you, it get kind of lonely, right? So now I'm in the space where, like, if I can use my brand to help women who are also in this industry, inside of the insurance, the taxes, the bookkeeping, the financing, the financial professional, the financial coach, the real estate agents. Now I said, let me use my platform. That's why I built this tribe, because I think we're stronger together, right? And so I built this tribe, right? And so, because in the financial space, baby, you out there all by myself. You go to these conferences and you're all by yourself. And when I realized that, I said, no, I have to create that space that provide people, that women especially, to be able to speak. I remember when I was speaking on Ultimate Agent Tour and I got off the tour, when I got down off stage, there's a gentleman that says, hey, you keep talking about single moms, but I'm a single dad. And I just let you know, I go through the same thing that you go through. And I'm like, okay, and be that it may, be that it may that you do, but our motivator is different. We go through emotions different from you. And I don't know your story, but we go through emotions. So don't get me wrong, building this mission of helping women, because when I help you guys in the space, you're able to help your community more, right? So it's a double win. You're able to help your community. So what, be that it may, because that was his issue with me, and I'm trying to explain to him that we wear a lot of hats and still required to meet our quotas and still required to get that trip. We have to sell all these policies, but you guys can sell the policies because you're not have all responsibility as home as we have. She said that part right there. They don't have the responsibility we have. So, and knowing this, I had to show women in my Joyful Tribe, here's how you can, using our framework, here's how you can still have time for your family, but still unapologetically make your 6 and 7 figures without sacrificing your family time. Still build your credibility, still build your community, still build your cash flow, right? So she said, I can't relate to you. You're not a guy, so you speak from your experience. Yes, pretty much. So I got it. So with that being said, going back to our big emotions, you're gonna go through highs and lows when trying to chase these big dreams. You're gonna go through highs and lows. But what I want you to walk away with tonight is understanding that when you go through these highs and lows, to recognize what they truly are. Recognize, so you don't add a story where there's no story to be added. Woo, Jesus. You got to embrace your big emotions. What do I mean by that? We have a tendency to take on thinking, oh, this is not good. I want to give up. This is not working for me. How does it seem like everybody's winning, but I'm not winning? Let me tell you the secret for what that looks like for me. First of all, you want to get around people who are having big dreams, just like Nikki and Cheryl and everyone, and Sandra and everyone that just said something here. You want to get around people that have that big dreams, because why is that? Why do you have those dreams? Is because something inside of you know that you're called for more. No matter how you try to keep it dormant, no matter how you try to keep it calm, there's just something inside of you that oozes out, right? Maybe it's when a friend calls you, you're able to solve that friend's problem like that. Maybe you're the go-to person in your family for everything in your family. Maybe when they need answers, you're the first person they think of to come to you. You're like the problem solver in your family. That's an evidence that you're called for more. And knowing that you're called for more, knowing that you're a leader. And am I talking to anybody? Give me a high five in the chat if what I'm saying relate to you. You know that this is what you're called for. You're gonna always have these big emotions. So when you're experiencing this negative emotion as a result of pursuing a purpose, our goal that's way bigger than ourselves. way bigger than ourselves. Give me a high five in the chat if that makes sense. These goals that you're trying to chase, it comes with big emotions. So identify that, hey, I'm feeling this way, not because I'm doing something wrong, but I'm chasing something bigger than myself. So you got to tap into your passion and your drive to create something meaningful. Meaningful. And if it was easy, everybody would do it. But many are called, only few are chosen, right? Many are called, only few are chosen. So this is a positive force that can propel us forward and help us to achieve our goal. So one of the ways how we do that is once we identify that, hey, I'm feeling this negative situation. I'm feeling like I'm going to run out of money in marketing my business, which is which is totally lie. That's a totally lie, right? You're not in my group, so you don't know what. No, you listen. You need to get in Joyful Tribe. That's a lie. You never run out of money. You never run out of money. I don't have time to even teach on that, but you're feeling like you're gonna run out of money before you finish marketing your business. So that's a money trigger that you're trying to overcome. When am I going to figure out the framework of the pattern? How can I stay focused and do the thing that's required consistently? How can I do it so it can compound? How do I stay focused on that so I can start seeing the results to be able to retire my parents, to be able to build that home for my family, to be able to walk in the Gucci store and grab that purse that I truly wanted without having to look at the price tag. When you're in that space, when you have to shift your mindset and your belief system of how you're believing about yourself. Hey, the reason why it's hard is because I'm chasing something bigger than myself, and that's okay. Woo! And that's okay. This is the part that we genuinely miss all the time, that we're thinking if we're chasing something that's bigger than ourselves, that it's a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. It's matter of fact, it's a very good thing. It is a very good thing because number one, you're never called to be mediocre. It's just not who you are. It's just not who you are. She said, just don't stay low. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 15. Get an accountability partner and know that you are the boss. Love that. Love those advice. But I think it's also to echo what she just said, it's also being able to become aware first. Because sometimes you go so deep down. This is where people have had suicide attempts and all this stuff because they're so deep in their thoughts, in their negative thought, that it brings them down so much. Instead of saying, hey, just imagine if Martin Luther King had give up on his dreams, right? Just imagine, there's so many people that we can look at and say, hey, I'm going to a place that I've never been. So yes, it's hard. I'm trying to change my revenue amount per month, per year, so I can be able to create a bigger impact in the world. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes. And that's what I want y'all to be in the space of. I can do hard things. I can do hard things, right? I can do hard things. And the first step is when these emotions try to attack you or when these emotions try to come up on you, because let me tell you, y'all gotta really, really reward yourself because you're here tonight. You're getting in information. That alone tells me that you are really serious about moving to the next level. People who are serious, what do? They study to show they're self-approved. They market their business online. They tell people about the business that they have. They're going invest in their business to find out more information so they can have more value to offer to people, right? And you're doing just that. So it's not like you're losing. You have evidence right now that I just told you about, prove that you are way ahead than you're giving yourself credit for. That you're giving yourself credit for. So when you walk away tonight, I want you to walk away with this, understanding how to embrace your big emotions and use them to fuel your passion and your drive. When it come up on you because you wrote that vision down and you make it plain and you're writing it down every single day and you're pondering that vision, you're focusing on that vision and you keep focusing on that vision. When these emotion arises, ask yourself, is the emotion arising because I'm saying something negative, right? Or is it arising because I'm birthing something bigger, and because I'm doing I'm having this big emotion because of birthing a purpose bigger than me, and therefore it's expected. It's expected because everyone who births something bigger than themselves, everyone who create a space for other people to win, everyone who moved to the next level. If you're I don't know how your insurance company is set up, but the people who are on the leaderboard or the people who are the top, do you think they just sit around and that's how they got there, but they have 40 downlines? That's because they step into the fear. They don't step away from it, they step into it, they embrace it. I went to about 3 years ago. I had to speak at a Tony Robbins event, and what that's one of the things we are talking about, like birthing your purpose. But that part is embracing the fear. It was not running away from it, but it's literally about coming into it and using it as a fuel. And you're using it as a fuel because when you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, it makes you want to keep doing it. When you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, you now surround yourself with other people who are also have big dreams. And you're not and I hate to say that, but you're not going to find it out at free. You're not going to find those people out at free. You got to be in the room, or you got to be in spaces where those people hang out. So you're not feeling like you're by yourself. You're not feeling like, where am I at today? You gotta understand that. You gotta, because I was telling my group this past weekend, this past Wednesday when we had our call, I said you're different on purpose. I was like, you're different on purpose, and you're different from the people in your family. And you got to understand that. Listen, you got to understand that you're different from the people in your family. So you're birthing something that you may tell them the story, but they're like, girl, Cheryl, I hear you, girl. We'll see. We believe you when we see it. Our families are. We'll believe it when we see it. That house you say you're building, we'll believe it when we see it. What that purse you say you want to buy, Sandra, we'll believe it when we see it. Right. So knowing that that's not a space that you can go to. So I encourage you today. She said, that's the truth. I love it. You said, yes, Hunty. So I encourage you to tonight, or as you go in your walk, to when you're really believing in these dreams, you got to find places that people who also have big dreams, who won't settle. And let me tell you something, it get lonely as you rise. Like you get lonely and lonely as you rise, because the emotions of what a woman go through as you rise, there's less and less women. So as you go up, the man, the masculinity, they don't understand. And you're just like, it just, you're in this space. That's why it's important that we get in spaces of coaching programs, and we get in conferences and events where these type of thinkers, these type of high value thinkers hang out. So here's why you do that. Because when you are in that space of emotion of birthing something big, I wish somebody had told me, Sherri, you're fine. This is all part of the process. You can do hard stuff. Sherri, you're winning. Even though you don't see the evidence of it, you will see it soon. Just keep going. I didn't have that space. The space that financial people occupied is, what is your number? How many life policy did you sign up today? How many real estate did you close today? How many houses? They were all about mediocre and about the number. Forget your emotions. Forget that you have to pick your child up from school. Forget that you have to get them for dinner. Forget that you have to do homework with them. They were so very mundane. Like, what's the number, or what's your number, or who are you closing today? How many? If you're not making your revenue number, they don't even want to hear you, right? But when you're in the space of, hey, I'm not feeling it today. When you're in this space, like, man, I'm trying to birth this thing and everything is coming against me. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I mean, just even in our planning for our conferences coming up, there were some big emotions that come up. Like, what do I want? What is the envision? What do I want these ladies to walk away with when they leave Orlando and all this stuff? Those are some big emotions that you have to come up. And thank God I have spaces where I can go to say, listen, and they tell you, hey, girl, that's fine. That's all part of it. That is all people. No, if people are gonna be against you, that's all part of it. And you don't like that feeling, but it feels good to know that you're not crazy. It feels good to know that they may not understand it now, but they will still be able to reap the benefits of it when you birth that purpose. You will still be, and there's nothing wrong with you. And the last, I will walk away, I will end by saying this. The good news is your timing is not God's timing. So I will, oh my gosh. I'm just telling you all the stuff I wish people had told me when growing my business. Your timing is not God's timing. Knowing that your job is to wake up every day, and working towards these goals that you just put on my timeline. Working to, because your timing is not his timing. So, because here's what happened. I called somebody. I was like, and they're one of my speakers for my event, and it's not when you get ready, you got to be ready, right? So are you preparing if somebody call you right now to say, hey, I need you to do XYZ? And are you prepared? Do you have your headshot? Do you have your website? Do you have your systems? So when we talk about birthing towards these goals that we put on our timeline, what will allow you to get to those goals is having a business that is functionable to produce the result, to produce the revenue for that result, or produce the opportunity, because it all happens have to be money, the opportunity for you to get that result. Okay, don't miss that. So how do you do that? You start preparing yourself. So when you are called, when you're one of the hardest thing is when someone call you for something and you're not prepared for it because you didn't think that God was going to move that fast. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus. You didn't think that God was going to move that fast, so you're unprepared of your next. When you get in Joyful Tribe, we give you something called a Trello board. And inside of that board, it has all your headshot, all your website, all your bios, all your this, all your that inside of that board. And the reason why we have that Trello board, because at any given time, an opportunity could come to do a podcast, to speak, to do collaborate, do a partnership, and you have to be ready because those opportunities birth the results of what you just put on my timeline, right? So knowing that it's not your timing, it's God's timing. You must constantly, every day, identify where this big emotion is coming from. And once you identify and say, hey, you look at it in the face, like, listen, emotions, I thank you for being here, but I know this is normal, because this is what happened when leaders are birthing something big. This is what happened when President Barack Obama says, I'm going to be the first Black president. And First Lady Michelle Obama is looking like, hold on, I don't know if I want to do all this. I don't want the scrutiny. I don't want this. I don't want that. When you're going for big things, big emotions is part of the big things. When you're going for big things, big emotions, just think about some people that you admire. And when they decide to do something crazy, like go after being the president or go after a bigger thing like Tiffany Haddish and saying, hey, I'm, Steve Harvey sleeping in his car and going after big dreams. They're no different from you. I remember Beyonce's mom saying, hey, we had to put a loan out of our home, do a HELOC loan so the girls could have funding to fund their business. And you were afraid to pay for $27 ticket to an event. And want a conversation for your $27. It's big. People out here making big moves. People out here making faith moves because they want big results. They want big results. When I got the opportunity to go on the tour, and I'm like, man, I just had a wedding though. I just had a wedding. How am I gonna go on a wedding and then go on tour? Like, how am I gonna do that? But I know opportunities like that don't come often. But I've been building my brand to prepare for that call. Just last year alone, we were hitting 27 states. I was never home. I was in a hotel every single weekend, it seemed like. Like I was always there, but I was prepared for the moment. And this is what I was prepared for. So I'm telling you right now that when these big emotions coming up on you, you're in what I call your practice zone. You're in what I call your practice zone. She said, you don't have to get ready. You have to stay ready. Yes, you have to stay ready. That is so true, Hunty. That is so true. She said, I just asked to collaborate on a podcast. I said, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. When someone called you and said, hey, so I went and got a photo shoot done. I think it was like, at that time, I think it was like $250 for the photo shoot, $250. And I still use pictures from the first photo shoot till now. These are things that never get old. And guess what? I know podcast wasn't calling. None of that thing wasn't calling at that time. But I got it, so I'm ready. If y'all, you ready? I'm going live. I'm doing the things. I'm following my framework. I'm doing all this stuff that I'm supposed to do. So I'm ready. So whenever they call, I'm ready to go. I remember getting a call to MC Black Tax Professionals. Shout out to Dr. Shonda Love. And at their conference, and she's like, well, let me see your bio. Let me see your headshot. Boom, but let me see you this. Let me see your videos of you speaking. All of this, I was already prepared. So that's what I'm explaining to you, that you're in your practice zone. You're in your practice zone for the next. So when these big emotions come upon you, you got to shift it. You got to learn how to get into habits of focusing and shifting and making sure your mind knows, listen, I know this is all part of it, baby. I'm in my practice zone and I'm ready. I'm ready. So let's go. I've been prepared for this. Are you late? I've been prepared for this. I'll be telling my clients, get your lead magnet ready. What's your KPIs looking like? And I know sometimes when you're doing it, it takes motivation and empowerment and inspiration to keep going, because you're like, when am I going to get that call? But you are. It's not if, it's when. It's not maybe, it's when. You will. I've never heard somebody say that they show up, follow my model or follow my visibility model, and they're not getting the call. Either you're not doing it or you don't want the call, right? There's no such thing as you planting your seeds and not going to get in the harvest. There's no such, I've never heard of that before. So it's not if, it's when. It's not, and sometimes here's the thing, shout out to Josie. Josie's our tax, she's also one of our speakers coming to the conference. And I met Josie at an event in Atlanta, I think it was. And Josie's like, and she said, I want to speak on stage, and I'm ready to. She's a beautiful tax professional. She is a tax attorney. She will be speaking at our event. And when I'm talking to her, she's like, I don't want to just be a tax attorney here. I want the world to know me. And within months of us working together, she was all over the place. I even got asked to speak in Paris. Like in less than 6 months. But guess what? She had her colors, she had her image, she had her everything ready to go. So you never know when God is going to call. So you cannot allow your big emotions to get in the way of the results that you say that you want. Are you ready? If 20 clients come to you right now, do you have systems in place to onboard those clients? If an opportunity comes to you right now, do you have your headshot and your bio and things ready for you to go? To say, yes, Lord, this is what I've been training for. This is what I'm ready for. And if the answer is no, then we need to work on that, because that's all part of our big emotions. What bring on the big emotions is because we're not prepared for the next. We're not prepared for the success that we are asking God for. I thank God sometimes when things don't happen the way I would like for it to be happen. And just like you see, I'm doing it now, like speaking at all these events, and they say, okay, I'm hosting my event. Do you see that? You see the behavior? You see the pattern? Right? So I learned from so many different people. And then decide, okay, I need a space. I need a space for our insurance females. I need a space for a financial professional. Let me create that space, because that niche is not being served. She said, confirmation. Me and my friend were just discussing this. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So ask yourself, if God sent you what you're asking for today, to get you the results that you desire. If God sends you the clients you need in order to generate the revenue to get the thing that you just told me that you want, are you prepared? Are you prepared? She said, come on, somebody. Yeah, I'm telling you, I love y'all feedback. I love it. And if you're not, then that's the conversation we're having, because clarity builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency. So when we're talking about the big emotions, the reason why the stress and the anxiety and the panic attacks is because those big emotions comes from not being prepared for the result of what we're asking for. And the reason why you're not, because you're doubting yourself that it's ever going to happen. You're doubting yourself that, oh my God, will this ever happen? But it's in the willingness to do the work that it happened. So once you believe that, okay, I want to build my mom a home next to me or wherever Cheryl said, then we reverse engineer that and said, what do I need? How much does that cost? We reverse engineer and say, how much does that cost for me to be able to do that? What resources do I have at my disposal that can help me with the cost, cut down on the cost, all sorts of stuff. You see how we just kind of work that in using our knowledge? I'm good at that. Oh my God, I'm good at figuring that value part. Then you say, okay, well, how much money do I need? Then based on the money, okay, I don't have that. Well, do I have somebody that have that? Or do I have somebody where I have resources that can help me with that? Right? Then say to yourself, okay, based on after I did all that in reverse engineering, here's the real number I have left after I have used up all my resources. Now, in my disposal, in my skills, in my expertise, how do I build a brand, a business around my expertise that I can charge for, along with my existing commission that I'm getting? I can put that as a forefront and charge for, oh my God, and charge for, right? To help build multiple revenue that are coming in along with my existing business, along with my 9-to-5, along with my insurance business. So you see what I'm saying? So now you having different multiple streams of income. And what does that look like? What is the mindset do I need to be in? What is the marketing necessary to do that? And what is the money that I need to get in order to see the mission of that takes place? Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Put good in the chat if you're getting this. Put good in the chat if you're getting this. So we take a big goal and so now I need marketing need to be done. So if I need to get the right mindset and I need marketing need to be done, thank you, Sherri, for the good. And marketing need to be done. I feel like I'm frozen. Okay, good. I'm back. I was looking at my phone and frozen. Okay, I'm back. So now we're asking ourselves, okay, what does the business brand need to look like in order to accomplish this? What does the business need to look like? So you're reverse engineering that and saying, okay, I have my commission money coming in. I have my consulting business coming in. I may even have a 9-to-5 coming in, right? But even though I have all those revenue streams, I'm only want to focus on what is the marketing that I can do in my capacity to make that happen. Based on my time, based on me being a mom, what does that marketing strategy look like? When you break things like that down, the big emotions that we're going through for our big goal gets easier to handle. It gets easier to handle because we know step 1 is this, step 2 is this, step 3 is this. It gets easier to handle when we break it down in that minute form. So we're not feeling overwhelmed. And then, so the last thing is just, okay, I know what my framework is. I know what the one marketing strategy is that we need to do. And then now, what mindset do I need to be in to make sure I get this marketing strategy done? Because that's the spiritual part, right? What mindset do I need to be in to make sure I'm going to do this marketing and I'm going to stay on my goal? And let me tell you something. Nobody has to tell you to wake up and brush your teeth or take a shower. So you're committed to doing that. So you don't have a commitment problem. The question is just, do you really want the results that you say you desire? If you're committed every morning, waking up, being healthy and good hygiene, you can commit to your business in the same form of you truly wanting it. All right. So I just wanted to reverse engineer how we take a big problem or a big goal or a big result, not really a problem, but a goal, and then breaking that goal down and reverse engineering that. So that big emotions that come up on us, like, will this happen for me? The thing is, are you ready for it to happen? Are you showing up like you're ready? If I go to your timeline, do you look like you're ready? All of that has to be in alignment with you saying that you're ready. All of that. If it's not in alignment, then what are you doing? That means you're just having a conversation. You're not necessarily want that goal, right? You're just having a conversation. That goal is not really necessary. My one of my girlfriend identified to me the other day that I cut off listening when I hear the person. We have this. If you're took a class with me, you know about our four consciousness that we talk about. And so there's a certain consciousness. To me, consciousness, when they start complaining, I just zone out. she observed that I do that, I just zone out, because I'm like, there's nothing I can do right now because you're complaining that everything is happening to you all the time. So I zone out of that. I zone out of that particular person, right? I zone out of that because there's nothing you can do with a person complaining all the time about everything happening to me. But if you take action and the willingness to take action to show up for what you want, show up for what, if I tell you I want a house and I never call a realtor, do I really want that house? If I tell you that I have a professional business, but I don't have no business cards, no digital business cards, no physical business card, am I really a business person? If I tell you that I have a business and I don't have an LLC or S corporation, do I really have a business? If I don't do the taxes on it, you see what I'm saying? All of that is just a conversation. And as you take each step to really validate of what you say you want, the resource necessary to get those things that you say you want automatically start showing up. Automatically start showing up. So we have to really let God know that we're truly serious about what we want based on the actions that we take. And I'm gonna leave that there. That's all I'm gonna do today. That's not based on the actions that we take. She said, "Yep, bye, Felicia. Go somewhere else with all that negativity." Exactly. But when we start showing up, right? When we start showing up, when we start showing that because I in here. You're worthy of that. You're worthy to know what it looks like to build your mom home. You're worthy to know what it's looked like to move your mom from South Carolina to Florida. You're worthy to know what it looks like when you decide to go into that store and don't have to look at the price tag. You're worthy to know what it looks like to not always looking at general admission for a ticket and say, okay, I want to try VIP this time. I want to be in the room with the same type of people who's saying VIP as well. You're worthy to know what it looks like when you say, I want to travel first class with my whole family. You're worthy to know what it's looked like to go on a real vacation in cruises without having to actually boss for permission because of your 9 to 5. You're worthy to know what that looks like. You are worthy of that. So the work you are doing, the reverse engineering, the work you're doing is because you are worthy. So the action shows that you are worthy. So when you don't do it, you're subconsciously saying to yourself, I don't believe that I'm worthy. So I'm not going to do it. You're subconsciously deep down somewhere in your subconscious mind don't believe that you're worthy of it. So you shrink when it comes up for you to do it. So you gotta dig deep and ask yourself, why is that? She said, yep, it's something about that VIP experience. I am so agreeing with you, girlfriend. All right, that's all I got for y'all tonight. I hope you're able to walk away with some vision, some aha moments, some ideas to activate and take away with what we just spoke about. So tonight was about how to embrace your big emotions and use them to fuel your passion and your drive. Listen, speaking of VIP experience, we will definitely be having some amazing VIP experience on the conference on the 15th. On the 14th is our bonus day for our VIPs. So make sure we're going to drop in the link before Thursday. So I'm so excited about that. If you want to be in Orlando live to meet me in person, Orlando, just on you want to get on this waiting list, we're dropping the link this week. Go ahead and put Orlando in the chat so we can meet you in person. Orlando, Sunshine State of Orlando, the hotel that we're hosting the conference at. It's a Hilton Garden. Is a very small boutique conference, and it's 1.2 miles from the airport. So we were strategic in making sure that you are close to the airport and all that good stuff. All right, that's all I got for you. You said you just saved me some coins. Oh, listen, I'm about to send you an invoice. Charlotte, I'm about to send you an invoice. All right, beautiful. Y'all have a good night. It's your girl, Sherri Somerville. Have a good night. Talk to you later.